Let's take a trip, shall we? Let's start up right here. We're going to take a little ride around my town, Epsom, New Hampshire. Epsom was established in 1727. A population roughly around 4,000. Median age around 43. Major industry is going to be agricultural and slight tourism. And some local chain stores, convenience stores, gas stations, that type of industry. And a few other smaller entrepreneurial ventures. And we have an outpost right here to the left, Concord Hospital, out in this way. Both on the left and right now, you have both land developments. On the left was a proposed site at one time for Market Basket. On the right was a proposed site for a strip mall. That's actually roughly a few thousand acres of untouched wetland and natural, beautiful hiking trails. And used by the local town and folks for snowmobiling, four-wheeling, hiking, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, etc. Right here on the right, you'll see that was my house. Thank you. We're traveling down Brimstone Hill Road, heading towards the traffic circle. We were actually on Route 4. This is a small road right off of Route 4 right now, heading towards the Epsom traffic circle. The Epsom traffic circle is a major artery for the state. For both travel and tourism. Laterally, it goes from Concord out to the seacoast on Route 4, and then 28, either bringing folks from mainly what we see, the Massachusetts area, all the way up to the Lakes region. 28 going from the 93 corridor up to our lakes, our beautiful Lakes region. Epsom has one major river in it. It's the Suncook River. Suncook River will be passing here on the bridge coming up right here on the left and right. On the right, you'll see a large field and the mountains in the background. This large field on the right is one used from a local farmer for corn, seasonal corn. We're taking a left over here, heading towards the Lazy River Campground near River Road. In 2006, Lazy River Campground actually made national news when we had torrential downpours. And the Suncook River actually jumped its bank. This was due to the torrential downpours and also man-made influence of the local gravel pit where there was undermining and fill from gravel going in, where it was easy for the river to jump under those tremendous pressures from the dam up to our right. It was able to push through and keep eroding, and with that pressure it finally gave loose to a bank on the left that actually circumvented the Lazy River altogether, removing the river component of the campground, which is part of the national news. As of right now, we're also now traveling in between as we go down the road here, looking at the beautiful scenery and the changing colors of well, what is beginning to look like components of fall. But as we climb a little higher, we're actually climbing into another agricultural section of Epsom border Chichester. Right here to our left, I'm looking out over the hills, heading towards Bear Brook. Over there in the distance is Bear Brook, and then to your far left, that's going to be heading to the seacoast. Looking due south right now, we're looking towards, that would be Allenstown Way. So just on another little bit of stroll right here, nice few corners, some of the old farmhouses that you'll see along the path, more grazing pastures on the left and the right, and part of our snowmobile trail system maintained by the local snowmobile clubs, and a portion of new road that was recently replaced. Heading through, we can see beautiful scapes, lots of greenery. Town of Epsom prides themselves on some of the natural beauty that we have here in our, well, in this case, our biosphere. We have a beautiful town. It is quiet, but it does have a lot of appeal. So heading down right now, this is going to be our Circle 9 Ranch. This is a local campground slash trailer park area that every now and then has country line dancing and country music for folks in town to see. On the left, we're going to be actually seeing some more agricultural space. This is mainly corn right here on our left by the same farmer that we saw previously. Heading up a little further, right here on our left is also our fire chief in town and our local beef farmer. Heading into town a little further, heading down 28 south right now, we're going to be crossing past a old dump right here on the right. This is actually old town junkyard that was closed due to soil contamination and the effects you can see from the trees and the erosion. I know it was brief, but there's a number of issues that have been noted with that site. Suncook River we were passing again. That's leaving the Bear Brook State Park. Bear Brook State Park sign on our left here. Heading into Bear Brook State Park. Bear Brook State Park, fairly large park and attraction for us. Beautiful area, 10,000 plus acres. 3,000 acres are set aside just for the wildlife preserve. This is the largest developed state park in New Hampshire, actually. Here on the right and the left, what we'll see coming up is some timbered areas due to a red pine scale. It's a flightless insect that is spread by birds, squirrels, and the wind. And in 2012, we saw that this was becoming a real problem and threat in Bear Brook State Park. We, as a state, had those timbers salvaged and removed to prevent further spread across the state. This isn't something that's not native to us. It's believed that this is actually a transferred insect reported in Connecticut in 1946, and what they believe is spread to New York and New Jersey in the 50s and 60s. Most likely introduced to the U.S. on exotic pines planted at the New York World Fair in 1939. Heading into some of the outpost buildings here in Bear Brook State Park. Right here on the left, you'll see some significant devastation. This used to be all pine forest, beautiful tall red pines that are no longer there. On the right as well. Just unfortunate how much really was taken out of there by the timber salvage. So, heading in right here on our right, that was the main power line coming through Allenstown, bordering Epsom. That is also the location of the proposed Northern Pass corridor coming through, which the town is against. A number of folks in town are against this. It'll be widening that corridor and taking more out of the park area and local community, possibly impacting overall ecosystem. That is a concern that they are still trying to gather research and studies around to confirm their beliefs on how it will affect all of us. Water, our hydrosphere, our water, drinking water system, as well as our atmosphere and overall quality of life here in Epsom. Here we're climbing the hill a little bit on New Rye Road. Beautiful area. Right there on your left is a horse farm, and our local church on the right and local graveyard. Right behind us immediately due south is actually Bear Brook State Park, but we're on about an equal hill right now. Beautiful views looking out behind us. Heading up here on the right, you're going to see a land development. This is a land development for profit. This is not in any way, shape, or form linked to the timber salvage that was going on in Bear Brook. This is a development coming in where they've actually clear cut a good portion looking out of the mountains. It's unfortunate. This used to be beautiful forest that was for hiking, an area that a lot of the town folks used to love to enjoy privately. Here on the left, you have our schools, our local school, which is an elementary school. After that, they would actually go over to the Pembroke Academy High School. Heading into town a little bit more, some more colonial houses. Again, the town was originated in 1727, so a little bit of history there. A number of old farmhouses, and still, this one here on the left is still in use. Out behind there, he has a number of fields that he still farms. We're heading into town. The newest gas station here on the right is a Cumberland's, and an old antique building and outpost right up there on the hill to the left, that purple building. The red roof to our right previously was the fire station and multiplex. We're crossing the Bear Brooks, the Suncook River that filters into the Bear Brook Park again right here, heading into the Epsom traffic circle. Again, 28 to our right and left, and Route 4 we were on, and also straight ahead, heading east to west. Heading up the hill now, heading towards Concord. Looking at that development we spoke of earlier, that land development on the right. And also straight ahead is the Concord Hospital. Beautiful sunsets out this way at night, looking over the Concord Scape. And now heading back home. Hope you enjoyed this video and our time together, and learning about my town, Epsom, and our community. Thank you.